The St. Louis Cardinals couldn't find it in them this season to actually damage the Cubs, but a team against which the Cardinals have had postseason success found a way to send the Cubs back to the Windy City. And for that, we are all thankful. What struck me as interesting was the fact that the Dodgers were just one game away from sweeping the Cubs out of the postseason. And in light of this, I have penned the following letter. This is part 2 of my NLCS fictional letters. If you missed my first one, the letter I wrote to the Cubs, jump here and read it. Dear LA Dodgers, first, thank you so much for obliterating the Chicago Cubs. Thank you for showing just how weak the National League Central is this season. Thank you for preventing the Cubs from scoring any runs outside of lucky hits that found their ways out of ballparks. That said, let's chat a little. We all know that Clayton Kershaw is a great pitcher, but can we attempt to keep our erections to a minimum to further exemplify this request? Mr. Roberts, you left Kershaw pitching too long when he just didn't have his normal stuff at times in this postseason. Lucky for you, the Cubs seemed too tired to compete. As you look ahead to the World Series, may I urge that you consider dropping someone from the bullpen, which I know is a great group of guys and just might be the best pen in MLB, so that Corey Seager can return to the lineup. That said, Charlie Culberson has held his own and deserves credit and deserves to stay on the roster. A quick suggestion: Alex Wood could be left behind from the World Series roster. Likewise, where the hell did you find Chris Taylor? That dude is on fire and is one heck of a leadoff guy. I like him a lot. Oh, and the bye-bye Cubs game had the great Enrique Hernandez floor show with his home runs. As a diehard St. Louis Cardinals fan, let me tell you how enjoyable it was to beat you in the postseason, but I must admit that I take much more joy in watching you embarrass the Cubs in the way in which you did in Game 5 this week. Can I make a request? Will you please ask Yasiel Puig to increase his clowning in the World Series? In the past I have not liked him, especially when he faced the St. Louis Cardinals, but I'm finding myself really enjoying him this postseason. Thank you as well for celebrating your success on the grass of the infield of Wrigley Stadium. I know you did it for you, but it felt so good that it was done to the Cubs since they did it to the St. Louis Cardinals. Seems that karma has a way of catching up with those too proud. Best of luck to you as you go into the World Series for the first time in some 25 years. For Kershaw, I hope you keep winning and take the crown this season. Signed, a lifelong St. Louis Cardinals fan. As is said in my fictional letter, it was really great to watch the boys in blue from the horrible Chavez Ravine Stadium send the pinstriped Cubs away. Now only the World Series awaits. So, since they face the Astros, who do you have winning the series? Will the narrative of Carlos Beltran win the hearts of the nation, or will the narrative of Kershaw's first World Series take the cake? Games start on Tuesday, so we don't have too long to wait.